Hi, and welcome back to Take Control of Your Psyche course by Destiny University. This is Module 4, Getting Undashboarded Integration, which means accessing the fully integrated adult heterosexual psyche that lies within each and every one of us. So, integration is wholeness. After seeing the dashboard mask and uncovering the authentic psyche, the next step is integration, meaning fully connecting to that which is intrinsically you. This is the art of aligning all parts of the psyche so they no longer contradict each other, aligning every part of the psyche to tell one story. When integration is complete, your physiology, your emotions, belief, identity, language, all of it becomes no longer fractured but coherent and aligned. Integration means that who you are on the inside and who you present to the outside are one and the same. You no longer play different characters for different dashboards. You are whole everywhere you go. So integration defined. Integration is when thought, feeling, and action harmonize. It is the end of inner conflict, no more pulling in three different directions. Contrast this with the fragmented self. You think you get one thing, feel another, and do the third. Energy is drained. All of this is related to the dashboarded self, the fictional self. On contrasting of that, integrated self, your thoughts align with your feelings, both translate into aligned actions. You express your intentionality freely, and your energy flows into creativity, not contradiction. Integration is when you walk into a room and people can feel your presence as whole, nothing is split. Every layer tells you of the same story. So what are the components of an integrated psyche? There are 7 core components of an integrated adult heterosexual psyche, and those starting from the top are integration number 1, reference experiences, which are the anchor points of authenticity and flow, your belief systems, the meanings that shape perceptions and choice, your identity, which flows from that, the compass that organizes your story, your focus or your reticular activating system, your natural one, that emanates from your intrinsic authentic psyche. That which you pay attention to determines your experience. And then from there, your neurophysiological state, your energy, your nervous system conditioning. And then from there, your habits flow. So the repeated patterns that make or break integration. And then ultimately, that translates into relationships. So the arena where integration is expressed and tested is in relationships. So your interconnected gears all turning smoothly. If one gear slips, the system falters. Integration is tuning all gears so they move as one, an integrated adult heterosexual psyche. So touching on reference experiences, we already talked about this. They're the golden moments that shape the certainty that gives to your beliefs. The dashboard trap is many people live from wounds, failure, shame as their simulated reference experiences. But dashboard disintegration does not yield natural reference experiences, which means that they can't be counted towards the certainty related to actual beliefs. There are indeed false fictional beliefs that the dashboard itself believes, but that aren't connected to the integrated psyche that lies within you, your true authentic self. So the integration shift, choose to return to your authentic reference experiences as your anchors, your integrated reference experiences, and these experiences condition your nervous system to remember your true nature. So we're going to ask your students to recall one golden moment that you felt most alive, write down what you were doing, how you felt, and the qualities that were represented. So beliefs flow from your natural reference experiences. And there are, of course, the false fictional dashboarded beliefs that you're not enough unless you achieve, versus the integrated beliefs, which are I am inherently enough. And beliefs are not objective truths. They are simply. There are, of course, dashboarded beliefs, which are not consistent with the integrated psyche, which means they are entirely disconnected from them and just merely codematic. So once you deprogram them, those beliefs go away, and then you can tap into your integrated psyche beliefs that you're inherently enough. So integration means choosing and designing your beliefs rather than unconsciously living codematic, dashboarded, disintegrated ones. A dashboarded student believes that failure means that they are worthless. An integrated student reframes failure as feedback, fuel for growth, and challenges opportunity. So we're going to have students write down one limiting dashboarded belief versus, in contrast that, to an empowering belief to replace it. Hopping into identity. Identity flows from beliefs. So remember, we have natural reference experiences that provide the certainty for belief, the legs to belief, as Tony Robbins would say. And then those beliefs shape the identity of who we are and what we're capable of. The dashboarded fictional self-identity is fragmented and role-based and approval-seeking, and is self-limiting, limiting beliefs, as well as the learned helplessness. And the integrated identity has a clear compass expressed as daily standards that apply everywhere, living authentically, spontaneously expressing heterosexuality congruent with your fully integrated adult heterosexual psyche. An example of identity standard My source state, I speak truth, I love bravely, I honor polarity, I value truth. When identity is integrated, you no longer shift masks around context. You carry one authentic compass into every environment. So in terms of your focus flows from your identity, meaning what you focus on, what you believe you are and what you're capable of. The reticular activating system is the brain's filter. It decides what information to notice and what to ignore. Focus literally creates your own reality. And we ask students to notice and appear everything that's red in the room, that you look around. When red objects appear everywhere, then ask yourself, were the objects always there? Yes, but your focus filtered them out until you looked for them. So we need to train your focus to focus on opportunity, connection, growth, not fear and inadequacy. What you focus on expands. So our neurophysiological state flows from our focus. And a neurophysiological state is a hallmark of integration. So a hallmark of integrated integration is the neurophysiological state of joy, euphoria, and ecstasy. You cannot think your way into joy necessarily. The body must be involved. Breath, posture, movement, all of it plays into it. Integrated people enjoy undashboarded integrated pleasure as a natural neurophysiological state of existence. So if you're not feeling that integrated pleasure, you need to do the integration therapy to take control of your psyche, which is what the topic of the course and the program is here. So dashboarded physiology, slouch posture, shallow breath, anxious, anxiety, etc. Integrated physiology, rhythmic breathing, calm and energized presence. Your physiology is not secondary, it is primary. The way you move and breathe creates the way you think and feel. So hopping into habits, habits flow from our neurophysiological state. Habits are the scaffolding of integration. Without habits, insights fade. With habits, integration becomes automatic. The difference between the dashboarded habit, where you're not in control of yourself, checking your phone, habitual, bad habits, etc., dealing with urge management issues in terms of a behavioral therapy context. Integrated habits, however, are starting the morning with the breath ritual, integration therapy, etc. Good habits. Integration is not maintained by willpower alone. It is locked in by the habits that are repeated daily until they become your new baseline. So the integrated blueprint exercise is thinking of what your current state is in terms of if your codematic dashboard disintegrated right now in terms of you're not feeling very great, and then designing your state, your integrated story of your integrated pleasure. So as we peel away the layers of the codematic disintegration, we get to the integrated pleasure underneath it that's been there all along, just like the sun trying to shine through the clouds. In the identity embodiment drill, we'll talk through this later, but essentially to move to integration from intellectual concept into embodied practice, we want you to feel the difference between reciting the words and being the words. And then the key takeaway here is integration is not random, it is engineered. By aligning your psyche's components, you create coherence, power, and flow. When every part of you tells the same story, you stop leaking energy and you start living your destiny. You take control of your psyche and you start living your destiny. And integration is not a one-time event, it is a design system. When you learn to engineer it, wholeness becomes your new normal. Thanks a lot, guys. Looking forward to the next one.